you? Good.
Here we go. All right. Good morning, everyone. I know that we had a press conference earlier today, and we're now going to roll into our media availability here over the next hour or so with our NASCAR Cup Series drivers. We've now been joined by Erik Jones, who is the defending race winner here at Darlington. Erik, we'll just kick off with an opening question. This was a big win last year for you guys. A little bit of a challenging season this year, but do you have extra momentum coming in this weekend knowing that you guys were able to go to victory lane a year ago?
I think there's just a bit of added confidence for us coming into this weekend. You know, you look at our season, and we've had some good spots, had some bad spots, and just needed some more speed in general. But, you know, I feel like Darlington, I wouldn't say it's a great equalizer by any stretch, but, you know, it gives an opportunity for us to have some just good notes to go back on from, you know, last year, the spring of this year, and, you know, have something to really go off of that we know is good. So I get excited every year for this race. Since my rookie year, you know, I came here for the first time. I was looking forward to running this race, and then obviously getting a few wins in this one over the years has made it probably move up on my list a few spots through that time. So always look forward to coming here.
All right, we're now going to go to questions. If you have questions for Erik, raise your hand. We'll work to get a mic to you, and we're going to start with John here up front.
John Newby, NBC Sports. With you having so much success here, and now you have a teammate who has one Cup start. Obviously, you know, Carson's had success at this track as well, but it's a different beast with the next-gen car. I mean, what has that line of communication been like between you two so far?
I mean, just trying to help him as much as I can, right? You know, I can feel like I have a good feel and baseline for year, obviously through the last few years, and even with the next gen car now over the last year that we've been coming with that. So, you know, you try to get him up to speed, but not to overwhelm him at the same time. You know, there's obviously a lot that's on his plate, just coming in with a team he hasn't worked with, and you know, obviously only been in the car once, and that was, you know, 4 or 5 months ago now at this point. So, you know, he's going to learn a lot in practice. I feel like we'll probably have better conversations after practice. You know, you have better questions after you've actually been out there and been in the car and got laps. But, you know, a lot of it's just how you approach the race. You know, 500 miles is going to be above and beyond the longest race he's ever ran in anything, right? So, you know, just getting him prepared for that mentally and figuring out how he's going to approach that is probably the biggest thing for me. But, you know, overall, I think he'll have speed and find, you know, a feel pretty quickly. But, you know, managing the race on Sunday is going to be the biggest thing.
All right, Jay, go ahead.
Jay Pennell, Racing America. This year's been anything but normal for you guys over at Legacy. But you guys have been consistent, been running well throughout the summer months. You head to a track where you won last year. How have you guys on the 43 team been able to kind of isolate yourselves and kind of limit the distractions to continue, you know, performing throughout the summer months and continue that to finish a year strong?
I think it's a constant push, right? I mean, everybody's pushing hard, even, you know, knowing that we're changing a lot of things coming up in the off season, and that's now, you know, fast approaching at this point. But, you know, we want to finish strong. You know, we know our opportunities on the schedule to run well, and we've focused more on those probably than, you know, last year there was more focus right on every week and running well. But, you know, just the resources we've got right now, we have to almost circle a bit some weeks that we know we have an opportunity to go do maybe better than others. And, you know, this weekend has absolutely been one of those that we've marked down as far as going and really executing and taking advantage of the situation. So I think it's just good chemistry. You know, the group on the 43 car is 90% the same as when I showed up, you know, 3 years ago now to start driving. So, you know, we've been through very highs and very lows, and, you know, I think everybody knows it's kind of part of the game. And at the end of the day, you know, knowing that there's probably a great path forward for us coming up is what's kept everybody motivated and pushing forward.
All right, we'll go to Reed.
Reed Spencer with the NASCAR Wire. With Maury shutting down the truck team at the end of the season, is that going to mean more resources for Legacy?
Yes, in a way. You know, we're going to absorb a large amount of that personnel into the Cup side, which is, you know, a huge resource in itself, right? You know, we've needed we've needed to add some people on the competition side and on the shop floor and even probably upstairs. So those people coming over is going to be, a big resource in itself. As far as the financial gain from it, I don't think a lot's going to change on that side of things. Maury's very dedicated in what he's putting into this race team, even before that move. But I think on the personnel side, absorbing those guys into the shop on day-to-day procedure and what we do to prepare cars is going to be the biggest gain for us.
Okay, Greg.
Greg Engel, Forbes. You've been in the playoffs before. Now you're outside the playoffs. You made a great statement here last year. I hope it'd be great if you did it again. But what's life like for a driver this time of the year to live on the outside of the playoff bubble?
It's a lot different. When you're in the playoffs, obviously there's a lot of pressure there, and 3 races try to get to the next round is always intense. And when we were in it, it's a very intense, way more intense than week to week of the regular season. So when you're out of it, nothing really changes this time of year, right? We're the same approach that we were the rest of the season, going week to week. Racing the playoff guys is tough. Always they're up in their game in ways, and you have to be you have to respect what they're doing, right? You can't go out there and push the issue with guys sometimes. They're racing for a championship, right? And you got to respect that. They've earned that right and earned that respect. So some may look at that differently, but that's kind of the thing that I see with the playoffs this time of year, being out of it.
All right. Any final questions for Erik? Did I miss anybody? I don't think so. All right. Well, Erik, we wish you guys the best of luck this weekend. Thanks for spending some time with us.
Thanks, guys.